Greetings, my fellow soldiers. Radamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Battle Brothers, episode 13, Orcs. Long and hard fought. The men think it's smart to return to the town for some rest and ammunition. Expensive, but well worth it. What little choice do they have? Zleb finally focusing on protecting himself with his shield. An important skill for a tank to have. The warbow is a treasured prize, and Alfred the Scorpion claims it as his own. The nasal helmet might not be better, but it sure is pretty. And Val, the mentalist, thinks with all the bloodshed he had suffered, he earned it. The remaining weapons are set to be repaired and maintained, so they can be fetched for a higher price in the market. The spare arrows doled out to the men for reloading mid-combat. And that final helmet sold off. With 3 more days of provisions and some arrows for the road, our men break camp and head north. Koppelsfest is a good place to sell off our spoils of war. We'll keep the dagger. That might come in use later on. And the rest gets sold. Much of our food will be spoiling soon, so some cheap ground grains and bread is procured. Their armor boasts hefty armor, but at too high a price for our men to fetch. Further north we travel to Rothenbach. It has a tavern, maybe rumors, or at least a pint. A delivery of ores and minerals from the mines of Mitterfell was due today, but it did not arrive. Something must have happened over there. A round paid for the men? A Fletcher visited? And a dagger equipped. The call was for Mittersfeld, a town we hold dear. Let's check in on them, the men think. If their mining routes have been raided, there could also be coin to be had. Out of the corner of the men's eye, an army spotted. Climbing and barreling through the ups and downs of the mountain range has tested the men as well as any foe. While the company is a little worse for wear, they have been made better by the rigors and trials of the harsh landscape, Kittleman most of all. Direwolves attack Mittersfell. That's what befell the delivery. The men quickly check in, sell off spare equipment to lighten their load, and spring into action in the defense of the city they call home. The direwolves headed west A few small pack hard to track into the forest. Not too much of a diversion to their eventual destination of Ullenkrog. Dire wolves are fast. It's unlikely that even a step or two back will be attained. We'll hold our ground here. The men enjoy killing the dire wolves. They make for fun shooting targets as they twist and howl. A battle such as this offers little challenge to the men, as long as they keep their flanks protected. The wolves can prance about all they like. No soft spots will be found. The one up front seems fleeing. Now would be the best time to strike it true. Sadly, all bolts and arrows missed. Closing the distance, JT makes sure it does not get away to plague the town any further. And the flank peel back to make sure that the crossbowmen lay unharassed by the wolves. Sad howling fills the air as the one fleeing is not able to get away. The polearm and axemen circle closer, knowing it's only a matter of time to land a fatal strike. Arteries cut and sides pierced, these wolves have little hope of survival. A few trophies cut from the hides of the wolves to be sold in Ellenkrog. Little does Metterfells know that the beasts that beset them have been set to death without even coin exchanged. Erhard the merchant's waiting for you as you enter the town. He hurriedly takes the cargo off your hands. Oh, I did not think you would get here. He offers us coin. We camp for the night to hit the markets in the morn. The men visit the markets, scanning for wares that might aid them, selling off the strange meat and hides that they had attained from those werewolves. And bandages purchased. Make sure that our bleeds are healed. Hugo of Gumbald grins slyly. What say I give you a task where you're not paid just for doing it, but paid for how many heads you collect? Does the prospect interest you? Because right now I need the lands of Codmanhaven and Minnersfeld patrolled. You take a stroll, kill things here or there, and then return to me in 5 days with whatever heads you've collected. I'll pay you for those you kill. Let me know what you think. He opens the palm of his hand. I'm tight on crowns, so before you ask, this is all I have right now. You are to receive 260 crowns in advance and another 52 crowns per head you bring back for up to 35 heads. I accept your offer, and we will patrol, especially around Mitterfels. We have a soft spot for that mining town. Knowing that Mitterfels was recently attacked with their caravans of ore demolished, we'll head that way first. This job will only pay if we collect heads. 260 crowns is not enough to pay the men for 3 days. It's too bad that we killed those werewolves when we did, because we would have paid more to have waited. Some additional grain, and maybe some smoked ham, purchased to keep the lads fed and happy. Spending a second to gawk at some of the weapons offered up, and we head out to patrol. Signs of battles just to the west of Mitterfels, but no signs of current enemies, save for some footsteps. We're paid to patrol the roads to our west, so we'll head back west. Checking in on Eisenstein. It seems that their town is relatively safe and free from current raids. Road is flush with fresh targets of trade caravans, but no raiders can be found. Stopping at Codmanhaven, the first patrol, the leg of the patrol, you have the men rest for a time. You've more road ahead of you, so you figure it's a good time to resupply as any. Round purchased. And rumor has it that a cave-in is harming Mitterfels' ability to supply ore even further. Given the potential combat, wounds to a pierced chest and a kneecap healed by the local temple. And heading over to Mitterfels now. Alfred the Scorpion throws back too many bottles. He's drunk. His resolve is up, but his combat capabilities ruined. The men fan out into Mitterfels pubs. You simply take stock of your supplies and wonder if your resupplying is a good idea. Glancing at the dim lights of the pub, you also wonder if a quick drink wouldn't hurt either. Mitterfeld now has safer roads. Our last stop, doubling back to Ullenkrug. No bandits, raiders, dire wolves, or the undead have been found just yet. Brigands on the horizon, raiders and marksmen alike, a difficult foe. Revealing the battlefield, there's no real true advantage to be found nearby. We'll dig in our heels here. They may be doing the same. Oh, no. They shuffle towards us. Taking careful aim, we do hit the one leading their troops and down him with a perfect shot to the head. Alfred, drunk, but very happy with that shot. He'll recall that later in the tavern for sure. With the shield wall up, it's unlikely that their bowmen will be all that effective at this distance. Most shots easily deflected. We'll wait to see if they think it's prudent to proceed towards us. If they don't, we'll seize the opportunity to pursue. Kittlemon, the healer, wants to be rotated out. He's been the target of ire from the enemy troop. This range fight bores the frontliners. They'll start inching forward in due time. But the enemies won't come to us, we'll come to them. We have numbers on our side after all. And forming a perfect shield wall doesn't leave their ranged troops opportunity for easy pickings. A lucky shot on Val, and another on Cathanon, their bowmen, causing far more damage than our own, despite the lucky kill. They're digging their heels in, so it's a fight, a ranged one, that they want. Perfect shot, deep into the windpipe. A battle of chance, it's risky, but we wager. Marching forward, taking note that they have ranged weapons like a long axe at the ready to shatter shields. Soon we'll be within striking distance. Surprisingly, they don't commit, still taking aim with their poachers and marksmen. Holding their line seems oddly foolish. But careful aim taken, especially to the one with the large axe. Another pierced. And another. The shield wall is raised. Our ranged units have been inflicting more damage on them than them us. If they don't pull back that front brigand raider, they'll be easily within our reach soon. Kittlemund deciding, after being shot in the face, to back up. He's tired of this fight. He'll rest this one out. Papa G deciding to commit to the fight, not letting them flee any further. All the shield-walled men proceed, closing in and forcing them into a brawl. They hold their line well, but how long will they last? The first dead. Surrounding and closing in on the axeman will be wise. It will counter him. The spear wall still holds, and now is broken. Robert sees an opportunity to rush forward and lock down some of their marksmen, but is stopped short by their raider. Arrows loosed and dodged, as are axes. Lucky, our few are. It's time for a counterattack. The dangerous axeman decides, with pierced chest and deeply wounded, that it is time to flee. Is this the route we've been waiting for? Is this the tide turning of battle? It seems so. Another dead. Overeagerness doesn't allow our troops to land the hits they need. Their shield wall holds for at least one more moment. The tide turns, and the strongest of the enemies seem ready to flee. Can we break them? Surrounding and attacking from behind seems to be the wisest choice. JT does need backup, though. His armor falters. Will spend the last of his effort raising his shield to keep protected. The few of them still standing, many are trying to rout openly. But there's nowhere to run. They're surrounded. It's a field day for our men. This is the moment they've been waiting for. With enemies trying to run for the hills, makes for easy targets. All but one crossbowman remains. Not to be underestimated. He can still deal fatal damage. Can they catch him? The men wonder. He has such a good lead. Zaleb runs up alongside the last crossbowman, preventing his easy escape. We'll run them down, they decide. Sufficient caution will be practiced so as to not repeat the errors of battles past. No opportunities for isolation, no opportunities for moments like Mojo and his death to reoccur. Shields at the ready, and only the most healthy and willing to engage. The last crossbowman dies. A bounty of weapons and armor. This battle will pay for itself twice-fold. The daggers to be issued to the front line, possibly for opportunity. And then a bag, additional javelin, in case range is required. The nasal helmet with rusty mail, better than the other helmets currently worn, given to Papa G for all of his dutifully tanking. Even the crossbowmen desire tougher armor to keep them safe from the stray javelin or throwing axe. With that battle secured, they take a westward approach to Uhlenkrog to complete their current patrol. Duke Hugo of Gunwald stands by a window, drinking wine and seeming to ogle a few women gardening below. Without turning to face you, he asks how many you killed on your journey. 9. The nobleman chuckles. You make it seem so easy. Again, without looking, he snaps his fingers and a man approaches from the side with a satchel in hand. You take it, then you take your leave. Uhlenkrog now has safe roads and enough marching for today. Osborne of Uhlenkrog crosses his arms and purses his lips. Ordinarily, I wouldn't ask some sellswords to guard a caravan. But my caravan guards are sick and drunk. I think you get it. What about going to Friedewald, 2 days to the east? And we agree. We haven't been to Friedewald in some time. It would be nice to revisit. Along the road, while on the march, you come across a woman standing off to the side of the road. She's standing at the head of a donkey-pulled wagon. Seeing you, she claps her hands and yells out some order. Within moments, wenches pour out of the back of the wagon and line up before you. They're poorly dressed and, if this is some act poorly rehearsed. Most look like they'd rather be somewhere else, which is ordinary of any womenfolk stuck out in the sticks. You ask their leader of the group what she's doing. She grins ear to ear. I'm a merchant of flesh, profiteer of good poundings. These here are my wares. She swings her arms towards the women. They straighten up or loosen up and feign interest in your men. She wishes to charge us 600 crowns. So what say you? The group deliberates. Is it worth the money? We have about 3,000 to our name. They finally come to a conclusion. You got a deal, they say. The womenfolk press forward, some winking lazily, some with lazy eyes winking wonkily. It's a sorry lot, but the men could use a bit of reprieve. They say, thanks for not robbing us. We're 600 crowns lighter, but everyone is in good spirits. Orc marauders beset the caravan. Some young and some more experienced. Hold the line. Kettleman the healer has still not recovered from last battle. He'll need to back up and swap position for someone healthier. The caravan guards cower behind us. The first of the young orc to sprint ahead, spirit broken by many arrows. The more experienced warriors in the flank. Their armor is thick and crude, hard to pierce with our bows and arrows. The men form up in a shield wall and spear wall, ready to press against the green monstrous horde. They launch their attack. It is deflected. And the first orc to have lunged at us lies perfectly still. Another launched attack, and our standard bearer stands stunned, unable to respond. They're trying to flank us to the south, is noted. Some lack helmets and are going to be easier to dispatch as a result. Another one dead, and shield raised. It'd be better to prevent the ambush, so JT the Spearman heads south to stop the flank. But is also joined by Val and Alfred. Kidman has a deep hatred for shields. and works to split the young orc's shield asunder. On the other flank, another ambush to the north. Their large warrior, bruised with armor falling apart. He's primed and ready for a killing blow. The orc warrior to the south bashes through JT's defenses and opens up opportunity to wound Alfred the Scorpion. He's bleeding and will require aid soon. Again, bashing through our lines, they open up a hole in our defenses. The warrior that bashed his way through is now gravely wounded. And Flash switched spots with Kettlemund, his armor still intact. The Caravan Guard do nothing to aid us. Papa G readies himself for a battering. But the orc young do bleed. Down goes another, and soon they will be outnumbered and overpowered by our warriors. Val, the mentalist, shirt damaged and body broken, having just witnessed Alfred the Scorpion suffering a great cleave. Otto needs help in the north. Hopefully the crew can aid him before he perishes to the young orc. A distant shot rings out. Cathanon stables his hands and lets loose an arrow. With only one left, it's urgent that they get to Val the Mentalist promptly. He doesn't have much time left to live. Unfortunately, the men were not quick enough on their feet, and Val has too fallen. Our armor cannot stand the wrath of a full orc warrior's weapons. There is but one left, not to be underestimated. Even wounded and armorless, they are still frighteningly dangerous. Smashing JT out of the way, it lunges for Flash, the standard bearer, eager still for blood. Kettleman lands a grand hit, and the last orc is dispatched. But so too is Alfred and Val, succumbing to their wounds. Thank you for watching Battle Brothers, which originally streamed live on Twitch January 28th. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhodamont.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow sellswords.